MIKEL Arteta's Arsenal setup has been heavily criticised after his team lost to Manchester United on Sunday. It is the third match in a row that the Gunners have dropped points, allowing Manchester City and Aston Villa to ramp up the pressure in the title race. Sign up for the Arsenal newsletter. Thank you. Arsenal's attack has been slammed for recent form after the defeat to Manchester UnitedCredit. Getty. Bukayo Saka has now gone 13 games without scoring in all competitions. Credit. Getty. Arsenal were beaten 3-2 at home by United, conceding 3 for the first time in a match since a dramatic 4-3 late win over Luton in December 2023. Despite the defensive fragility on show, it is the attack causing concern for Arteta, with Gary Lineker, Micah Richards, and Alan Shearer all taking aim at the tactics on show. Speaking on the Rest is Football podcast on Sunday evening, Lineker started out by saying, "Arsenal, it's a little bit, what should we call it, squeaky ass all the time. It's too early for that, you've got a good lead. Read more on Arsenal. You're going to get little blips, and I would look behind, and Man City are also inconsistent at the moment. Villa are absolutely punching above their weight at the moment. They've got some really good players and they're a very good side. And then there's quite a gap. I still think Arsenal should be fine. You're going to lose the occasional football match because it's hard not to." Most read in football. Gary Lineker and his podcast pals Micah Richards and Alan Shearer dived into where Mikel Arteta's side are going wrong. Credit. PA. Best free bets and betting sign-up offers. But Richards is looking at the bigger picture and doesn't like how Arteta is asking his team to play. The former Villa and City defender said, "I'm starting to get a little bit worried for Arsenal because I feel that they're playing quite defensively. Own goals are the Gunners' joint second top scorer in the league this season. Lisandro Martinez is the latest to put through his own net against Arsenal. Credit. Getty. I don't think this has just been the last couple of games, it's been the majority of the season. They've scored 13 goals from set pieces. The next top scorer is on 5. Lineker, reading from a graphic first shown on Sky Sports during the game, picked up from there, highlighting the team's issues. He said, "I've got something even better here, Micah, the forwards and their goal scoring. Bukayo Saka, no goals in the last 13 games in all competitions. Victor Gyökeres, no non-penalty goals in his last 11 Premier League appearances. Gabriel Martinelli, no goals in his last 13 Premier League appearances. Noni Madueke, no goals in his last 25 Premier League appearances. Leandro Trossard, 1 goal in his last 11 appearances in all competitions. Now, I know people have chipped in from around the team, particularly at the back, and of course, Eberechi. He's got a hat-trick against Tottenham, so we can't forget people who have scored a few goals. They've just not got anyone banging in the goals on a regular basis. The forwards are all struggling with tactical choices being picked apart. Even Mikel Merino's scrambled equalizer for 2-2 came from a corner. Credit. Shutterstock editorial. Arsenal's top scorer in the league is Gyökeres, but only 3 of those have come from open play. In total, the £60 million summer signing has one league goal against teams 16th or above in the table currently. Even Eze's hat-trick leaves him with one league goal from the other 16 matches, 10 starts. Lineker continued, Gabriel Jesus has come back and he's scored 1 or 2, but we know there's a reason they needed to buy another number 9 in the first place. I like Jesus, I always have, his work ethic is really good, he chases, he harries, he does get a few goals, but he's a bit streaky. When he's on, but when he's off, he's a bit of a confidence player. I saw, it is probably complete bulls as most of these things are on social media, that they were linked with Julian Alvarez, who I know is not entirely happy with life at Atletico Madrid. Now that is the sort of player that you know can handle the big occasion. He's a World Cup winner for crying out loud. Someone like that, I think it would be game over. But they do need 1 or 2 of these forwards to start scoring on a reasonably regular basis. In Europe there has been less trouble for Arsenal with Martinelli, Gyökeres, and Madueke all scoring much more freely. But Shearer thinks he knows why. Victor Gyökeres was hardly involved again as his cold streak domestically continued. Even Noni Madueke, back from injury, had a cameo to forget from the bench credit. Getty. The Prem's record bagsman said, they didn't sit back against Inter Milan in the Champions League in midweek. The only difference is, Inter had a pop at them, whereas there's not too many teams who will have a go against Arsenal in terms of their coming up against teams that are prepared to sit back. They are prepared to double up on Saka, double up on Trossard either side, like they did today. Man Utd, I thought they did really well. And they are finding it difficult to find any space. Here, Richards jumps in and expands on that point. He said, "You're exactly right there, Alan. I think that's down to the transition. When Arsenal are building up, they're building up too slow, and when they get the ball wide they can get doubled up on the wings." Lineker responded, "It's easy to get doubled up when you take too long to get it wide, isn't it? If you get it there quickly, you've got a chance of getting Saka being alone. Gabriel Martinelli has fared better in Europe this season. Credit. Getty." The front line has been more prolific in the Champions League. Richards again replied, "The thing is that is the point. They are too deep to start with. If you look at Trossard and look at Saka, when Arsenal lose the ball they are all in their own half. They're all in their own half, and then by the time they build up, it's taking too long. I think they're too honest, and this has been going on for a while. I feel as though it's easy to look at the number of the attacking players, and yes, Gyökeres could have done better. Saka, we always know he plays well and tries to create something, but he's trying to do it from too deep. It's too hard for him to do that." Lineker, who certainly knew where the goal was, praised Saka but knows the problems still exist. He said, "He's always got 2 players against him and he's remarkably good at getting past them as well, but by the time he does everyone is organized and there's no space." Recommended stories. Richards finished, "It's been going on for a while and they've managed to get a set piece and the game opens up and the other team have to attack. But at the moment, it's frustrating to watch your flair players having to do so much defensive work. Arsenal ratings versus Man Utd. Arsenal's title hopes were handed a huge blow as they suffered a shock defeat at home to Man Utd. The Gunners are now 3 games without a win in the Premier League, and their lead at the top has been cut to just 4 points. MIKEL Arteta's men took the lead through Jerian Timber before Brian Mbeumo capitalised on a Zubimendi error to quickly equalise. And a Mikel Merino second-half goal wasn't enough to earn a point as Patrick Dorgu and Matheus Cunha netted stunning strikes either side of it. The Gunners now face a tough trip to Leeds, with Man City and Aston Villa breathing down their necks. Here's how Sunsport's Simon Collings rated the Arsenal stars on an afternoon they'd rather forget. Comments.